Hello, everyone, particularly our market monkeys who follow along with us on Facebook and YouTube, and of course here on TradingView, which we love, of course. In this series, we're having a look at some of the classic bullish reversal patterns. So, when a major trend or decline is about to reverse. And as you know, if you follow us on the Market Monkey platforms, we really love looking at long trends. And so all of our examples are usually set to the weekly time frame. So if you have a look up here, you can see that we're set on the weekly time frame above here. And we like to look at the top 50 to 100 stocks on the Australian Stock Exchange. So you can see on the right hand side there all of some of our favorite lists in the top 100 ASX stocks. So let's have a look at a really common reversal pattern on the market, which is called a double bottom, which sort of is what it says it is really, which is a double bottom on the chart. And so we'll start with a couple of examples. The first one here is A2 Milk Company Limited. And this chart shows sort of from 2020 to 2026. And you can see this beautiful double bottom here on the A2 milk chart. And I think everyone always expects chart patterns to be perfect. I don't think they're ever perfect, but you just need enough information to be able to spot these these trends or these patterns. So a double bottom is formed obviously when a chart or a stock's market price makes two attempts to break through a support level and fails. And in between there, so actually you can see this, it's got a couple of support lines there. So this is more of a support region. So it's come down to this support region once and then twice. So it's tried to break through there. And in between, then there's been a price rise up to a zone of resistance. So you can see we've got a bit of a zone. It says support now because it's now turned into support, but previously this would have been a zone of resistance back here on this time frame. And it creates this beautiful sort of W shape. So we've got a really nice W there, which we can always spot. So a big W is always a nice way to spot this double bottom. So this pattern obviously shows the two failed attempts to break through that support line. And now we've got this nice attempt to try and break through resistance here. So we can see that, we've got this W shape here. So what does that mean for us? So then what we're looking for is, like as you can see, it made another attempt to break through this previous sort of resistance level and it failed. So we obviously don't want to, get in too early after a double bottom because sometimes it can actually become a triple bottom or a dead cat bounce or something hideous like that. So what we're looking for is obviously some rising support, but a really nice safe entry, I guess, if you're an investor, is it's obviously made a go at trying to break through this line here, this resistance line at the time. And then it's had another bit of a go, but it's been rejected again, but it hasn't come back to the same level before. So that's a really good sign. So what we're looking for is a nice break through this resistance turn support line. So you can see actually on the market, you can see that a lot of buyers have, that's obviously triggered a bit of a buy by a few, um, quite a few buys here. So you could sometimes get caught out, in a bit of a fake out. So if you bought here, it could fake out and then come back down again. So what we're looking for is, yes, a clean break up through this resistance line turn support. And then probably the safest bet really is to wait for it to come back and bounce off again. Then obviously it's come back here again, but a bounce off that support gives us a nice, I guess, a less risky entry. And yes, we've had to wait a few weeks for it to take off here, but it gives us a safer point to get in. And we can see with Guppy's multiple moving averages here that we've got a nice bit of a trend moving up. So safest entry, wait for it to come back onto that support line. And yes, obviously we've sort of had another attempt at this support here, but Guppy's averages, multiple moving average lines also give us some reassurance here. So that's our double bottom here on the A2 milk stock. There's also another double bottom. Perhaps we'll jump over to BlueScope Steel. I think there's another one over here. So let's have a look at BlueScope Steel. And this is a bit of a smaller one actually with BlueScope Steel. So we obviously have another bit of a double bottom here. And so it's come to a support level. It's tried to bounce back up here to a resistance. And so we're looking for a breakthrough of this resistance turn support. So looking at an entry somewhere around here. So that's BlueScope Steel. And I think we've even got another bigger one. Actually, yeah, so this was in 2022. And you can see also on the general market. So if we have a look at the overall index, which is the XJO, so if we perhaps zoom in here on my XJO market indicator here. So it's probably no surprise that there were a few stocks with double bottoms at that time because the XJO was the top 200 index on the Australian market, and that also had a double bottom in 2022. So that's no surprise that a few stocks were following, or this actually follows the stock trend. So no surprise there. And then the market sort of went sideways for a bit of time after that. But so that's our double bottom. So yeah, have a look through some of your stocks. See if you can spot the classic double bottom. And looking for a bit of a safe entry, but always combine that with all of the other indicators that we teach on our website. So marketmonkey.com.au. You can have a look on there at our free course if you want to check out some of the many, many other patterns that you can spot on the market. So hopefully that was helpful to show you about the double bottom. I've seen a few pictures, obviously, with little bottoms on Pinterest. So yeah, very, very cute. I won't put bottoms on here though. Thanks for listening anyway. I hope you enjoyed that little explainer about a reversal pattern called the double bottom. Have a great day.